gather all the ribbons we can. The starry nights will form together too, and all the seasons we harvest through, with Ladyicewolf in the lead. She's all the friend we ever need. Creating a wonderland for friends to share. Gold and diamonds, building a beautiful view. What a better world when we farm together too. The starry nights will form together too, and all the seasons we harvest through, with Ladyicewolf in the lead. She's all the friend we ever need. Starry nights will form together too, and all the seasons we harvest through, with Ladyicewolf in the lead. She's all the friend we ever need. She's all the friend we ever need. She's all the friend we ever need. Lending each other a helping hand until the dawn shines bright. Our tractors humming across the land as we gather all the ribbons we can.
Is it gonna play my game? I think. Yeah. Come on. Ah, I'm here. Yay. Well, you know, I hope everybody's got their popcorn and I'm just, never mind. No, just don't do it. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Thank you for today. Thank you for yesterday. I'm saying it, guys. It's just, I can't even say, and I'm sure you guys have said it, correct? Come on. How many of you guys have said, oh, thank you, Chaotic. Thank you so much. Oh, well, he's not on, but that's okay. Um, I am just so thankful for today. I really am. I'm thankful for every day, but guys, there's this thing called, um, I often say, I'm getting too old for this. Have you ever said that? I mean, you could be 25 years old and sit there and go, I am getting too old for this. I mean, serious. At some point in your life, you're going to say it. You're going to just say it if you haven't said it yet. Ah, God, I'm telling you. Um, life is but a dream. But no, I was playing that tune. I really love that tune. Um, so I was playing that tune, and I like it. I do like it. I hope you all like it because Maya created that. Just FYI, she did a wonderful job at it. But I figured, you know what? I should put that on while I go grab my coffee and settle in. I don't have my slippers on today, so it is what it is. But it's a beautiful day today that the good Lord gave us today. Well, for me, anyways. It's not pouring rain. And my lazy little cat Shotgun, he's here at my side. So you know what? Life is good. Life is good today. Life is good. Life is very good. So, anyways, there's a lot of things I should just put it point blank. There's a lot of things coming out of the woodwork, but one of the things, and I have to put this out there, I really have to. One of the things that I have to put out there is sometimes um, honesty is not always the best medicine. Because sometimes you're going to find an unruly crowd with the pitchforks and, the burning torches and possibly, quite possibly, a stake to get the vampire. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was originally born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, okay? And not too far from me is where they did all the witch burnings. You know what I'm saying? And I remember some years back going down there to where they did this to the witch burnings, the witch hunts. And, I honestly felt bad because it really wasn't, the witch hunt per se. What it basically came down to was a town that if they didn't like you, you were a witch. Bottom line, no gray area. Because even to this day, there are people out there that, take up all different kinds of things, like magics and potions and, just stuff. We have come so long, so long away from that stuff. But I guess what it is when you get into some of these forums, Discord channels, sometimes, and you got to think about it in a bigger scale, sometimes what happens is you got that little clicky. When I say click, if you don't know what that means, I'll tell you real quick what it is. It means, you're all very close. You all agree on everything. You sometimes disagree on everything. But they never have somebody, they're sheep. That's what it is. They're sheep. So therefore the sheep will follow. Because it is what it is. And I've seen this happen over the years in many forums or Discord channels, because years ago it used to be forums, now it's Discord channels. But it's just unfortunate that we have, sometimes you go to a place, there's sheep, and then there are wolves. Hello? You know what they say? Beware of the. What is it? Beware of sheep wearing wolves' clothing? Something like that. I don't know. I'm getting too old for this. But I don't know. I think sometimes when a person is honest about something, everybody goes, "Oh my God!" You know what? Stop it. Just stop it. Don't do that. Just don't. Because respect goes right out the window. Respect goes out the window. You know, I've had people tell me things, and I'll sit there. Now here's the dealio, and I'm sure this has happened to you. But sometimes a person can be upfront and honest, and for me, when someone is being upfront and honest, and especially where they have a explanation, I don't sit there and scream, shout, and throw them out the window. I don't do that. To me, it's I listen out of respect. That's a word, by the way, in case you don't know what it means. Look it up, because I think sometimes we lose respect. Even in a game, you lose respect. Um, but at the same token, you got this crowd of people over here screaming and hollering and just being rude, crude, and totally unacceptable. And they're adults. And we complain about kids. Well, how come adults turn around and they act like children? And they got their pitchforks ready because you feel them sticking them in you. I'm not referring to myself, but I'm referring to Ace, my great friend. And I don't know. Last night there was a discussion in the Discord, not ours, but in the game's Discord, and it wasn't very nice. It was rather rude, crude, and totally unacceptable. And I will defend my friends to the end. I think some of you or all of you know that. I know that I'm in my personal life. My friends know that. I will step up and say, "What do you need? I'll do it." I am the first one that will say, and I'm not saying it to brag or to earn any awards for it. That's just my nature. My nature is I will step up and say, "What do you need? What do you want me to do? How can I help?" Or if somebody is being treated badly, I'm going to step up. I'm going to step right up, and you're going to know about it. I'm just that type of a person. I have been like that all my life. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but you know what? I will step up. I will step up. Yeah, they did. I saw the steak last night. That's all I'm saying. I saw it. I'm like, oh no, this ain't, no. I did. I mean, if guys, if you ever see, like one of the, in the movies, like, they want to go and take out that one guy, wait a minute, like, well, this is an old movie, so you guys probably wouldn't know. It's like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I remember there was that scene, of the whole little town went after him, and they had the pitchforks and the torches and, the whole bit. But it's always, like Frankenstein, the mummy. It's always the bad guy. Well, and he's really not bad. But the thing is, it's called, they misunderstand, and so it's kind of a normal human thing that people do, is like when they don't understand, their first reaction is, let's take him out. They don't want to understand. They don't want to see. They just want you out. period, end of story, it's done. But then sometimes these people forget there's always that one person, maybe two, but there's always that one person that will step up. And I know a lot of you would probably step up for your best friend or your family member or something. You know, some of you get a little shy. I get it, you know, but no, no. You know, Ace admitted something that he thought was okay, but Ace admitted something he has on one of his farms. He admitted to something, and as soon as he said that, oh my, I mean, I'm not kidding you. It was like seeing, I don't know, all the bugs coming out of the woodwork. You know what I mean? It was just, people can be really cruel, and not only that, but play the role of being, I'm in charge here, so cut his head off or something, you know? I mean, nah. You know, and that's what always happens, because it only takes that one voice that says, yep, let's do away with this person. They're bad. Okay. You know what I mean? And then everybody follows like sheep. Everybody does. Because if they say anything, if they express their true self, how they felt, guess what? They'll be the next one on the chopping block. So, but I mean, even my brother would say to me, well, you've been like that since you were a little kid. You're always just, you know. He goes, but you know what? He goes, I appreciate you for being that way. And I'm like, I don't appreciate me for being that way. Simply because, you know, I consider myself to be an honest person. And, you know, I'm that person that if you say, hey, can you tell me how I look? You know, what do you think? If they got a new tie or a new outfit, you know what I'm saying? Or new shoes. Or let's say, you know, they're dating a new guy or a new girl, you know, and then they will say, hey, what do you think? You don't want to know. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can give you a positive response. Yes, I can do that. But if it's a negative response, don't ask me. I will give you my honest opinion. I will give you my honest what I think. You know, and I'm sure a lot of you could be like that, but it's a matter of when someone wants your honest opinion, and it could be your best friend, seriously, are you going to give them your honest opinion? Because when you do, you're stepping over the line of hurting their feelings. But, you know, at least when you're being honest in that sense. You're doing it with, you know, love and understanding. And you do it with much more care than the average Joe down the road is going to say, oh, you look hilarious with the pink and polka dotted tie and the red shoes. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with, you know, other people. You know, I don't really like judging others. I really don't. But I don't know. I kind of, I was really upset because I just kind of like seeing the true colors of certain people, and I'm like, really? You're going to sit there and talk like that, and you do that? You do what someone is honest about, right? You sit there and continue, we're not going to use the word modify anymore, you continue to cheat, yet you point the finger at somebody else? Okay, yeah. What's wrong with that picture? Yeah, see, yeah, well, I don't, you see, this is the thing, Maya. I don't like dancing around the subject either. You know, in the worst thing, Maya, is, here's how it works. Don't ask me. You know, it's like my brother, you know, he was going through some time, you know, a tough patch in his life recently. And he would call me. And, you know, there was things that I knew. And, um, you know, I had to be honest and upfront, even though I know that it would have been, in a sense, make him upset, would be a little hurtful. But it's the truth. It's not a lie. Because I'm not going to sit there and lie. No, not going to happen. Um, but I don't know. I sometimes even, you know, to this day, I kind of think sometimes it's like I shouldn't say anything. Because when I don't say anything, then it's fine. You know what I mean? It's like when you don't say anything, because it's like you're just going to sit back, watch, and observe. And I honestly tried doing that last night, Ace. I tried to sit back and I don't know, it was like the tea kettle was whistling and the water was boiling over. And I'm like, no, this is going to stop. Because respect and all of that went totally out the window. It did. And guys, you can read it in the Farm Together forums under balancing thing. And I'm kind of glad, though, that the best part about it all was the developer came out and stepped up and not defended what Ace was doing, but he basically defended that, you know, this is his game, this is his job, and no one's going to get banned for doing X, Y, Z. And that's that, you see, because the rough crowd was more insistent, oh, you're going to get banned, oh, this is going to happen. Excuse me? Are you the developer? Because if you're not, then why are you opening your mouth? You know, see, that's what really upset me was the fact that people were saying things they had no business saying. And very honestly, I've been in this game too for over 2 years. I've been on that forum for the same amount of time that it started to open. And I do watch what people say. And, you know, even casually people will say, oh, you know, oh, it's very quiet in here. You know what? Yeah, it is, because there's no drama going on. And that's the other thing you obviously will see. You know, I'm sure you've all experienced drama in. Well, they didn't. Well, actually, they nerfed everything. They're gonna nerf everything, I guess. You know, especially if you're doing favor on a lettuce farm. It's like, you know, they're gonna change it. They're gonna change it. They're gonna change how much favor you get. And they did handle it. They did handle it professionally. But whereas a certain group of people that are clicky, I don't care what you want to call it, but they decided they were going to handle it before the devs got wind of what was going on. And because of someone being honest, they decided what was going to be Ace's fate. You know, and the interesting thing is, and I'll put it right out there, the interesting thing is, a lot of these same people have been on his farm. A lot of these people give items that are not supposed to be in the game. I'm not talking about Easter bunnies. I'm not, no. I'm talking about, what I'm talking about is there are people that will give you, okay, I'm going to give you that example. And if I find if I find 1 zebra over the next few days before the event, okay, I'm just saying, so you best hide those zebras because I'm going zebra hunting this week. I am so sick and tired of people thinking or saying or doing, or, you know, like the zebras are going to be the new thing. And probably there's other new things. And then they go to somebody's farm, they put it on their farm, and, you know, it's good to go. Excuse me, That is a outright mod and cheat. Just like those trees. Like last year when I said about the bad trees and people like, I don't know. I never heard anything like that. Well, I was on a farm, and she is one of our members, and I'm not going to name names. The thing that was interesting was somebody put those trees on her farm and shouldn't have done that because those trees did not exist at all during the game until Halloween. And it's just like the zebras. They do not exist in the game. But if you find zebras on somebody else's farm, that ain't supposed to be. But it happens, and it has happened. Yeah, I mean, so, and I'm glad that, that was the decision, the final word. And of course, somebody chimed in and said, you know, he should have been banned. I mean, really? Okay. Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, it's just a food for thought how some people say, it's kind of like that expression, don't do as I do, do as I say. And I thought that was absolutely outrageous. Just knowing people are doing it, and they think it's okay, and it's not. It's not okay when you're putting items on a person's farm that do not belong there, that are not out for everybody. It's like there's no special treatment for this, none. But people seem to think it's okay. People seem to think okay. And here's the other thing. I want to bring it to your attention. It's called time jumping. Okay? I didn't know that was the expression they used, but it's called time jumping. Do you know what that is, guys? I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to move myself around eventually here. Okay. Now, as you know, and you've been seeing me do this, right? I've been working my butt off to get this event farm all set up and ready to go, and it should be. And basically, this time jumping thing allows somebody, because, the only time I can actually get this farm set up for the event is on that day. I mean, and believe you me, I got all this stuff up here to fill in. Now, what the last event, I remember going to some farms and I'm like, why is that? But you know what? I left it alone. Why? Because I did. Um, I guess for me, I just, I wasn't, oops, there we go. Get out of there, off my screen. I gotta close this out because it's going crazy now, finally. I hit the wrong button on my thing. Oh, and it's still there. How do I get rid of it? Oh, back again. Shift tab. Shift tab. Oh. Okay, so, anyways, basically, here I am, put my stuff down, and then I find out, and I honestly did not know what it was called. I was seeing farms already set up way before mine. Yeah. Yeah. So somebody's doing a bit of time travel, ain't they? Because it certainly ain't me. And I know you all have seen me, put the farm down, put the things down for the farm for the events. And trust you me, you all know it's not an easy task, and it does take some time. And when the things are ready, they're ready. But when you go to a farm way before the event starts and you see that a farm is set up for an event already, but you just go do your thing, get your event items, and you don't say a word. Why? Well, it is what it is. It's wrong. Yes, it is. I don't know. I think it's just like I have too much faith in things like people and, you know, oh, it's springtime. I could go to my, oops, I have to go here. Springtime. Do you know what that means? Of course you don't know what that means. Wait. Oh, God, stop that. No, 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 no. No. Okay, I want to go to here. I'm hitting the wrong button. Oh, oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Never mind. Never you mind, guys. Okay, hit this, go to 2. Because there's a quested item that I need to do. I heard for some people, they said they don't like going to farms that just have like, well, this one's, I can understand. Like this one here, like I've had people say, yeah, like I don't like going to farms that are half animals and half crops. I didn't know that, but thank you for telling me. But now with this new change, um, your favor's gonna decrease. It's gonna drop down on certain things, not everything. 2 hours. Oh, okay. So I got time for this, and I don't have time for this. So okay, I want to make sure I'm putting the right one down because if I don't, then because this is the Dangos was from a previous event. So, and it's only one season, so I have to put it down before that season ends. And that was another thing I was thinking about doing, but not making a big 1,000, amount down. I was just thinking, well, maybe I can get away with just putting down, I don't know, maybe 300 or 400 on the crop. I was thinking that would be the best route to go to put that much down, and then work my way. Oh, pineapple! Oh, wow, pineapple and onions. Oh, onions I already did. I didn't do the pineapple. But I mean, a lot of change is going to come with with the favor. I mean, it is in the forums. What they're going to do as to when they're going to do it, I don't know unless they do it. Oh, you got the patch today? No, I didn't see the new harvester. Well, I'll have to look at that too. But see, I have mine on auto update, so like if it's gonna update, it's gonna update, and I don't have to really. So if they release it, they released it, and I know for some people they don't appreciate it because it's one of those things. So, oh well, let me see. Let me go to my home base over here. See, the drawback is, a lot of the things that's coming out or in the game are already in your files, okay? And somebody can read it. Okay, let's look at the track. Oh, oh, oh. That's it, huh? Hmm. I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, I like my Explorer pack thingy. But it is, huh? Um, what color can I make it? Oh, never mind. Oh. So in other words, like if it's snowing, guys, you see that? Looks like a plow, but it's not really. Oops. Okay, so you get, little, whatever, flowers, doodads. It is big. If I don't do spots. So, if I did this, for example, I don't want to do any of this right now. No. Black and white. Oh. By the way, do you know that when you're doing the colors on your vehicles and things like that, you just hit A, or I'm not sure if it's E or whatever on your keyboard, but like in your secondary color, if you hit just that one thing, I hit A, it'll change, the color. See, now that's not gonna look right. Let's do the black first. Change this to white, maybe. Okay, change that to white, and then we click on this and change it. We see. Ew. These are some of your colors. I guess it's okay. No, 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 no. And everybody has a preference in color, so you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I like my Jeep. I do. Sorry. Ew. No. You know what? I don't like this. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. And that doesn't even really look that black. It just looks like a grayish black, but that's okay. See, that's gray, and that's black, right? I think you know what I think it is? I think it's the flowers, or whatever those things are. Oops. Okay, so, if I go here, no, I like my Jeep. Sorry, guys. I like my... Oh, crap, and I changed the colors. Oh. Wait a minute. It was, yep, this guy. And then I went over here. I think this was black. Wait a minute. Yeah, this was black. And then this was... I don't remember. But, ooh. See, it looks good. Yeah. Let's try my blue. Well, that's not bad either, black and white. See, now that looks pretty decent. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, I want to apply them. There's my Jeep. I think I got a new paint job today. I should change my outfit today. Ooh. I'm feeling witchy today, but I'm not going to wear my witchy outfit. I don't want I'm just trying to figure this out when they came out with the Cyber Pack. I'm assuming, okay, what is the difference? Here's this one, right? Okay, so, no. Do they look the same? They look the same. See, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, is this like the waist? Okay, let me check that. Maybe that's what I'm missing, because I'm like... Okay, so the waist, you're saying, right? Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay. So, it shows I got hips. Oh my Lord, I got hips. I got hips going on, everybody. I still like this outfit. So, we'll change the color. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. And I like these cruddy old boots. So, get out of that. Do you want to apply? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm glad someone clarified is that the waist is different, because, I don't know. Sometimes I look at things and I'm like, okay, so what's different about this? I'm just so fussy, right? Appaloosa horse. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so let's go back to wherever I was. And, see, I won't notice anything about favor because... Oh, and they were discussing corn earlier today. Isn't that ironic? And that's the thing that we need the most is the corn. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. See, and I always said corn is always second. Second. But yeah, all your crops will be affected, especially lettuce, unfortunately. So there's that. But then they said in some instances, which by the way, how many of you can honestly say that everybody goes and visits your houses? Yeah. Because not everybody visits my houses and they put a cooking thing on, or they put a picture up, or you know what I mean? It's like ever since we've all had houses, 9 times out of 10, you're the person that goes to your house and you put on whatever it is that you need to put on for just cooking. That it's as simple as that. It's you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. You don't. But I don't know. I want to officially say that if I have to go to that forum and ask a question, I will do that. But I'm not there to gossip and create drama or any of the above, because I've seen this happen in previous Discord channels and forums. People can be very mean, and we all know that. Doesn't matter. People can jump to conclusions and make someone feel bad. Well, people, guess what? If you got a friend like me, guess what, people? I will step up. I will step up and stand for you. Because there's no need to be a child. There's no need to act like a little, whatever you want to call it, and be mean and cruel, There's no need for that. There is absolutely no need. And I did say to Ace last night, I said, they were lucky I wasn't on my PC because I was on my phone. I'm terrible when it comes to texting on my phone and things like that because, obviously, I just don't like it. I know some of you people are really good on using your phone and you go tap, 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 tap. Because I used to watch my son. I go, Chris, how do you do that? I guess it's a lot of practice, right? Because I'd sit there and watch him doing his look. And the thing that gets me is, come on, people, look at the little keyboard on the phone that you're typing with. Seriously? Yeah. But in a sense of the word, it didn't surprise. In a sense of the word, it did not surprise me how people reacted or how they are. In that sense, it did not surprise me. Unfortunately, it didn't surprise me how people would be, and how insistent they were, even when I said, well, it's kind of like, well, you know what? That's not your decision. You're not a dev. You are not a developer. If you're not a developer, you need to shut up. I left that other word out, but I'm just saying. It's like, if you're not God, don't talk to me. Like, if you're not God, if you're not Jesus, don't talk to me. Because you're not the one that made me. You're not the one that created me. Don't talk to me. And don't talk to my friends like that either. But I did see something today, and see. Well, I'm going to tell you the big thing that really concerned me was when someone had said, well, if you're cheating, you're telling your friends to cheat. They're cheaters too. And you know what? That in itself, excuse me? No. Ace is my friend, just like Maya. She's my friend. So, because when you have to say that, no, that ain't happening, because now you're calling me a cheater, right? And the other thing is, and as a lot of my viewers know, whether you are a follower of mine or if you see me on YouTube. You literally see me doing my thing, and I'm not level 1000. My farm isn't level 1000. I'm still struggling to get to 750, and I've been streaming for 2 years. I put a lot of, literally, and you know this, blood, sweat, and tears on my streams, and to have someone point the finger and assume, well, just because I'm friends with Ace that I cheat, just because Maya's friends with Ace, she cheats. We have a community of people. So Ace's friends in that community, our community, we're all cheaters. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And see, when you make such a direct and broad statement like that, you need to shut your mouth, because now you're treading in the waters where I am. You're treading in my waters. You're not treading in just Ace's waters, but you're treading in all his friends' waters when you directly call them cheaters. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a cheater because I go to his farm, right? Is that right? Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm a cheater because I go to his farm. So we're all cheaters because we go to his farm. And the thing is, the thing about that is, I've gone to Ace's farm plenty of times, and I know that when I first saw his farm, it was probably, I don't know. I don't know. I know that it was under level 100. That's all I'm saying. Um, and you know something? I, I used to be I used to make mods for games, or I used to use an app or a program, if that's what you want to call it. And I was with a group of people, and we all had the same app. And basically, that app was at the time used for State of Decay. And we basically used to make, you know, items for the game. We used to test them out, use items for the game. There was one of the guys that actually used to go on YouTube and Twitch Live. He'd go, "Come on, guys, let's go," because how else are you going to test out, some of the weapons that we put out there. And of course, we'd always sometimes you'd get attacked by zombies or whatever. And it was fun. But no, we weren't cheating. We were testing out stuff, okay? And that was the whole thing. So, I mean, I know what the difference is between mods and cheating. There is a difference in the sense of the word, because when you make a mod, for example, for a game, like go to Nexus and you'll understand where I'm coming from, Nexus.com. You'll know exactly what I'm saying and where it's coming from. Nexus has all types of mods for all types of games that are legit. They're not, to help you cheat or anything like that. They're upright mods, okay? So, there's that, and I know that there needs to be like that clarification on what's cheating and what's not. I mean, it could be a number of things. I mean, if you're doing this time jumping thing, hello, you're cheating. It is a mod. It's a mod to help you cheat. Oh, I'm sorry. If you have like a bazillion of gold, okay, and I look at your farm and I look and something. Are you cheating? I will question that. Even during beta, yeah, there was some funky looking things going on, but you know what? It was beta. So it allowed people to use a mod for their own personal use. Now, whether it carried over after the beta was done, who knows? Okay? But I just, and the thing is, if you've never done mods for a game or gone to Nexus to get some mods for a game, then you have no clue. You just kind of don't. I mean, when I would play no, let me see, is it Fallout? The Fallout, for example, I would go and get them. I would go literally and get the mods for building, for the houses and the buildings and stuff. I would get that. So, I mean, it's not cheating because the bigger company knows people are going there and they know people are making, because they're not going to lose their fan base. They're really not. So they allow people to make things for the game, and there's such a huge variety of stuff in Nexus.com. So yeah, it is. I mean, it is. That's what it is. Um, So, and that's how I see it as. I see it as like that. But if you think I'm wrong, please send me a message or say it publicly because I'd rather hear it from you guys than, oh, they did? They added cyber bus. I thought, and the cyber sprinklers. Oh, yeah, I think I saw a mention of that. Heavens forbid someone lets the cat out of the bag on that one, huh? I mean, that's how I see it as. I see it as some people just don't, they don't. But hey, if you guys are magically putting event farms down, God bless you and have at it. Because I know you're gonna recycle it. What do you mean you're gonna recycle it? You're gonna recycle it? See, I can't see, this is the thing. I can't earn favor right now because I'm at 600 over 201. So I can't, wait, I could on my other account, I suppose. I could do that. Yeah. But, honestly, what seriously needs to stop, and I know that there's a lot of people that, try to get chummy and friendly with the developers, or they get chummy with somebody that's that's testing things out for the game. You need to stop putting stuff on other people's farms because that, it's kind of like that was meant for you to use, not meant for you to go to Joe Blow's farm and put whatever on there. And again, like I said, if you have zebras on your farm, you need to keep your farm private. Because people are going to say, well, why do you have zebras on your farm? Okay? Because they're not out yet. And if your event farm is already up before, or like say the event, for me it's like usually 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. But if you have a farm that's already ready, something's wrong with that picture. Something is very wrong with it. And trust you me, I have seen it. And you know what? I do. I look the other way because when I see it, I'm like, that's interesting. Or how come that's level 5 or level 10? And it's new. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting when you see level 5 zebras or level 10 zebras within minutes after the event has officially started. So when you see that, because I've seen that with other stuff, I've seen that with the rabbits, I've seen that with other things, and I even remember well over a year ago I was on a farm and I'm like, how the heck did they get that up so high, level-wise? I couldn't, and we did not have prestige at the time. And so I'm sitting there going, okay, I don't know, I mean, it wasn't that I was being stupid. It was just that, it's like you see something, you don't really say anything, but you kind of think about it. I mean, I know I did. I know that when I seen something that looked a little strange, I would privately say it in our own Discord channel. Hey, you know what? I went to this person's farm and this is what's going on. Is this possible? I would honestly ask that question: is it possible? I mean, it probably might be, but then sometimes in certain cases, no, it's really not. Well, see, uh, in the sense of the word, and I have to say it that way, when I played in beta, um, yeah, I did see a lot of farms that were level 1,000. I did. Um, and of course, they would transfer over to, you know, the regular game once that was released. Um, but you have to understand that whole time that you've been playing, let's say, farm together, and the thing is, they saved up all your XP for your farm and for your character. So what's going to happen is it's going to carry over to whatever level, that's been saved up for your farm and so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, because honestly, when I was in beta, and sometimes I would go to other farms, and I'd see some that were level 1,000, and I'd be like, wow. But, at least someone explained to me. See, here's the thing. I did not say, oh, they're cheating, they're cheating. Someone explained to me why that happens. So, yeah, I understand that if a person's farm is level 1,000, well, like I said, I've seen it. It's because of the XP. I mean, you got to realize there are people grinding this game. And when they're grinding this game, and especially if there's like a new release, especially with the levels and things like that, and if the game is saving all that XP, you're going to get hit with it. I didn't get hit with it, unfortunately. And the reason why I didn't get hit with it is because this particular game that I'm playing right now was never in beta. And on it, I don't do anything to my game to improve it or to raise the level or raise my level. I just play my game, and it's simple as that. I'm not somebody that's going to be playing this game 24/7. Absolutely not. And because I do play other games. So there's that. But I know that there are people out there that play this game 24/7 because one of the things that I do see is they put a lot of hard work and effort into their games. I mean, they really make their farms look beautiful, and they're generating money and, things like that. So, yeah, I think the only difference when I did see farms, let's say, at a level 1,000, I have seen the players, though, on the other hand. See, here's the other side of the coin. The players, some of them are not level 1,000. I think the highest was maybe over 900. That was it. I didn't see 1,000. Like, I didn't see anybody that was level 1,000 and their farm was level 1,000. Do you know what I'm saying? What I did see was the farm, yep, level 1,000. The player was like 900 and something. So there was that. Now, so I didn't, I knew that, I had to ask, why is it that, and someone explained it to me. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense, And the farm that I had in beta was hardly ever used, so therefore, because it was low level, so therefore it wasn't going to be no 1,000 level farm. Absolutely not. I don't even know if I got any levels out of that beta deal. Probably not. But I'm just saying, maybe and I did not want to take the chance because it's like anything else. When you're doing anything in beta, you're doing it at your own risk, because things can happen. And because I've had so much, work done on this farm over past 2 years or so, I honestly did not want to take the chance of taking this game and putting it in beta simply for the fact that my fear was, well, what's going to happen if I lose the game? even though, yes, I know it was backed up and things like that, but I honestly did not want to take that chance. I really didn't. Oh, when it's summertime and let's go to 4 for a really quick second. Oh, God. Oh, please. How many seconds do I got? Oh, a minute and 22. And I need how many? Oh, yeah, easy peasy. Come on, come on, come on, baby. But I think, I don't want to say everyone cheats, but I think that um, I just think it's wrong when people just assume they should just leave it alone. They should just leave it alone, and they don't. And I did. I came to that conclusion that people can be very mean. I mean, we know that anyways, but people can be very mean. And play God and Jesus at the same time. Like I'm the one that's gonna, I'm the one. No. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. The only thing I think that community is good for, very honestly, is, let me see, red garlic is spring. Okay. The only thing I honestly think some of the things are helpful in that community. Some of the people are as well. But really, when it comes down to, I don't know, I used to think everybody was just really nice. And they are, overall. There are a lot of nice people there. But then there are a lot of people there, too, that, if you say or do one thing wrong, you're done. You're done. And that's not right. That's not right. So, it is what it is. Just don't do it. You notice I said that word? Ace? It's not do. That. Just don't do it. That. I don't even know how to spell that word. My son Chris used to say that. Don't do it. I don't even know where that came from. But I did appreciate Soy getting out there and putting it out there. I appreciated that. I appreciated that he came back to me with a message. I appreciated that. That was really very nice. Whether it was whether it was a negative response or whatever, I appreciated that he, took the time to message me. I appreciated that. He wasn't like pointing the finger like, ooh, no. I appreciated his understanding and his explanation. Because to me, he was being professional. He was, and he didn't drag it out like I'm probably doing it now, right, guys? But I mean, at least he was very professional about it, and he even went into his Discord server and put it out there, So there was clarification, because that's all I requested was, could we get some clarification on this? And we did. And with regard to being banned, that was handled very professionally. So, if anybody is, from that Discord channel or whatever, or, what happened last night, and if you feel froggy enough, go ahead and jump over there and say, well, you know what Ladyicewolf says? Because you know what? You can be that drama queen. I don't really care. Because the thing is, you are not a developer. You did not make this game or create it. So there it is. See, it's like, and I always have to go back to religion, don't I? But, it's almost like Um, there's so many things now today with diversity in our world, and that diversity is it goes into our churches, it goes into our homes, and things like that. And I think for me, and this is being very honest, and I don't, and here's what it is. I'm going to get all this screwed up, the LGBTQ, whatever it is. I'm going to tell you something. I do not care what your sexual preference is, because you know why? That is not my place. That is not my business. And shame on those that make it their business, because it's not their business. And believe you me, because I've had people go, does she know I'm, they'll say that too, like, and of course the response will be, she doesn't care what you are. I'm not judgmental. I am not judgmental, and I will never be judgmental, because you know what? I'm not the one that's going to judge you. We all kind of, well, I would think we all kind of know that, because when your death day comes, it's it. You're not going to take anything with you, because when you came into this world, you had nothing. When you leave this world, you're going to have nothing. Not a thing. The only thing you're going to have is what your heart knows or your spirit knows between the Lord and Jesus. That's all you're going to have, if you have that in your life. I'm just saying. So no, I am not one of those kind of people that will judge you for whatever your preference is, because again, that's your business. You do what you want. You do what you want. You know how they have people now with transgender. You know what? Do what you want. I don't care. Because in my lifetime, it's just kind of odd saying this, but in my lifetime, and I would think maybe Maya might understand it as well, because if she kind of thinks back from when she was a kid growing up and a teenager, and she knew certain things, but those are the things you don't talk about, because back in the day, there were things that we never talked about. It was taboo. So, and in the town that I grew up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, what's funny? They did have gay weddings, by the way. So, all of a sudden, some years back, right, they introduced gay weddings, right? But here's the dealio. That did not surprise me, because you know why? Because when I lived all my life for 20 years in Cambridge, Massachusetts, it happened. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I don't know, I guess a way of life or something. I don't know, a way of life. If we saw two guys holding hands or two females holding hands, it's kind of like it is what it is, and it was what it was, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yes, divorce was, oh my gosh, yes, divorce was big time taboo back in those days. Yeah, I mean that was the thing. You never got divorced back in those days because you just didn't. It was almost like the husband or the wife could go play around, which was fine, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But if you got divorced, oh my God, that was bad. I mean, that was really bad. Really bad, bad. But today, look, we got divorce going on all the time. So, and also, my mom, God bless her soul, and my dad, she was a Catholic, and my father was a Baptist. My mom was disowned because she married a Southern Baptist. Imagine that. She got disowned by her own father because of the religion. And I think maybe I was at that turn of the generation. I don't know. But what I do know is it just, to me, in my thoughts were a lot of this taboo stuff really didn't make any sense. It was like, okay, I mean, so there were a lot of things in my younger days that, I remember. And to me, in that sense, it was a way of life. I mean, it is what it is, and that's it, I mean, but now, it's almost like wearing bell bottoms. We still wear them to this day, don't we? But the thing that I see is, each generation always has supposedly something new that pops up. And I want to tell you something. It's not new to me. It is absolutely not new to me, because I grew up in that society of people. It wasn't that they didn't care. It was just the norm, It was like a normal thing. So if you see it, good, okay. I mean, we even had hippies back in the day. But again, it was the norm. It was like normal stuff. So yeah, but and also too, like with the divorce thing. And I remember my mom, my mom and dad, they got divorced and everything. And I remember my mom said to me when she had to go to court, and again, I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. But I remember my mom had said, "This is going to be one of the worst days of my life after 25 years of being with your father, blah, blah, blah." And I just kind of said, okay. She goes, "I have to go in there and testify against him." And I'm like, okay, And she was humiliated and embarrassed. But at that time, honestly, I had no idea what she was talking about. I really didn't. And it wasn't that I didn't care or I didn't love her. I'm like, okay, But yes, divorce was a very bad thing to do back in those days, because and I'm sure you guys all know about this, probably just right. It was almost like saying the man, he takes care of everything. He was the breadwinner of the house, while the wife stayed home barefoot and pregnant. That's the old expression back in the day. They would never work. They would just raise the children, put food on the table, etc., etc. But that's the life. That was the way life was back then. And obviously it's not like that now. So when something surprising comes up, I sit there and I go, yeah, and what are they trying to say? And it doesn't mean that I don't care or any of the above. It's something that you sit there and you go, yeah, okay. So it is like that. Yeah, I'm not going to do these horses again. I should, but I'm not. Oh, this is going to kill me. Are these horses? I just want to make sure I'm doing horses and not donkeys. And what my apples. Oh, look at that. Oh, they ate a bunch of apples. So, I mean, who's to know, guys? In your generation now, it's kind of like you're going to see a lot of stuff that I've already been there, done that, and seen it all. So what's going to happen is when you hit the ages above 50, or maybe a little more, take a look back to the environment that you grew up in. Okay, maybe even now, I don't know. But you're going to see, like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, that happened. Oh, yeah, that happened. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like history repeats itself, because it really does. Nothing changes. History just repeats itself. So, I kind of think that, are we on some type of thing that's just, I don't know, like a time warp? Are we in a time warp that, you know, the only way out of it is when we get it right? And when are we going to get it right? You see what I'm saying? Because if you see history repeating itself over and over and over again, I kind of feel like, well, if history is repeating itself, maybe the good Lord is trying to give us a chance to get it right. And we haven't yet. And we need to get it right, you know? That's what it comes down to. You need to get it right. So I don't know. And I don't think I got it right either. So, I mean, maybe that's it. I don't think I got it right. I probably didn't. You know, that's how I look at it. I look at it as we got to get it right, fellas. Now see, let me see. We got. So they put that thingy out right away, huh? That's interesting. Oh. See, I know that change really upset a lot of people. I know it did. And I'm sorry about that, guys. You know, if you're not generating enough visitors on your farm, and I did make suggestions to do the lettuce thing or whatever. I did make all those suggestions and how to change your name of your farm. Not the complete name, but especially if you're running an event farm or something like that. I did make that suggestion. My bad. But you know, the thing is, you know, we have a change going on. And let me see. Did they add some? Oops. Did they add anything? Oh, yes, they did. Okay. So what is new? Okay. I have to look for it now. Oh, you said the, oh. Ew. Ew. Blue. Ew. 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 Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put one down of each just so you can see it. This is the new. How much is it? Wow, that looks weird. Okay, so I'm gonna put one here. One up a little more. Wait a minute. Go back down so they're even. Okay, that's yellow. Pink. Let's see. I hate putting them down manually. Oh no, I can do it manually because all I have to do is follow this. Yellow. Pink. Oop. Yep. God, such a doof. Yellow, pink. And they're two, hey, they're two ribbons. So that ain't bad, right? Okay. Yellow, pink, red. Red. And blue. Okay. I mean, they basically still cover the 9 spots, you know. But there's your different colors, just so you can get a heads up what they look like. Yeah, they're not bad looking. What else was new? Let me see. Oh, what the heck is this? A farm stand? Yeah, no green. Someone mentioned that. This is just a decoration. So you got blue, green, red, purple. Blue, green, red. I'll do the red. Okay. This is the red one. Where can I put it? And it comes in a, blue, green, red. And again, it doesn't do anything, so. And then a fence. What do they got? Oh, a fence. A fence! Okay, did I fit? No. Why am I not seeing this? Okay. Let's go this way. A fence. Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh, look at that. A golden chain link separator, 12 ribbons. Not gonna happen. So there's that. And then of course, that's it. So I'm not gonna put down a golden anything. I just am not gonna do it. But that's kinda nice though. The sprinklers here, by the way, are 2 ribbons, which isn't bad. They'll probably light up just like the other ones, I think. Let me see something here. If I go to my map, right? Oops, I'm in the way. Let me go over here. Because you know how we have those other sprinklers and they kind of show up like little dots or something like that? Hold on a minute. Oh, I could plant something. Okay, so you don't see them. They're basically invisible. Because we do have those other ones that are, different. Okay, so let's go over here so I can figure out, I think that was the tomato. Okay, so available. Was that it? Okay. And I think it was asking me for, that. Boy, they're very active today. Look at the Mr. Cow. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, it's down further. No, it's down further. The onions, I think it was. Or whatever. Real? You've been running out of gas? Wait, is your garage at full, is it full? Is it, like, full capacity? Like, did you level up your gas pump to what? It's, 200 or something like that? Did you level it up? They shouldn't have. At least to my knowledge, they didn't. I will take a look at it, because I don't recall anything like that. There was no mention of them changing the gas thing. But Maya, do you have your garage or gas up to is it full? I mean, is it fully complete? Oh, that might be why then. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, that's probably why. What level it is now? See, mine is see. Because, I did notice a big difference, obviously, in the, yeah. Where's my garage guy? He's here somewhere. There he is, okay. 200, no, capacity 3180, automatic, no. I don't think it's changed. Oh, 102, oh, well, yeah. I'm trying to remember, I started leveling mine up as soon as I knew that that it was going to be that 200. I did it immediately. Oh, that's why. And honestly, you probably, like you will start seeing a difference when you hit it at about 150. 150, you'll notice a difference. How fast you'll be going in the fields, because I know for me, I noticed that myself, that it goes a little faster. Yellow dragon fruit, gold pineapple is summer. Yes, I put those down. Yellow dragon fruit tree, which means I have to go to farm 3. I see, and that's another thing too, which is kind of an explanation when people do have a lot of gold. It's simply because they literally have all 6 farms open. I don't, yeah, as you can see, I only have 3, and I have no intentions of opening up right now. No, I don't want to do that, because see this map? That's why. I honestly don't want to. I don't want to open it up right now. It is open. Most of it is, but I don't really feel like putting in. Well, actually, to be honest, I don't really know what I want to put down. I'm not in a big rush to put anything else with my, because there was a girl, she mentioned, well, some people have animals and this and flowers and fish. So, you know what, I have all my trees, well, pineapples, excuse me. But the thing is, I honestly have no intent of just throwing stuff in there. If I can make the gold, I can make the gold. What I do know is when I was playing beta, obviously, I cleared out 1 farm completely and started from scratch. I don't know if I can't remember if no, I did not open all the walls on that farm. That was my first farm, right? But I know that, for a lot of people, they open up the whole entire farm. The only farm, well, and this is very honestly, the only farm, and it's not, the only farm that's closest to being fully opened is my event farm. Okay? Obviously, all of this is open, but all of this down here below is closed off. What I want to do with it, I have no idea. I'm not really sure if what I want to do with it. I don't rush into things. That's probably why I'm not level 1,000 and I don't have $1 bazillion in gold. Okay, that's my wine tank. But I'm just saying, because it's just that the key thing about this game is to relax, to have fun, yada yada yada, and that's what I do. I relax, I have fun, and that's that. And I know that for some people, you see my farm being low level. They kind of sense of it now. It's like my farm is low level now. Ooh, but on the other side of it, I've been taking my time with it, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's like this, guys. It's your game. You play at your pace. Don't play at somebody else's pace because they got more than you got or whatever. Don't do that. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you're not going to be happy about it. So, there's that. I mean, it's like I kind of felt like when I was, um, oops, I kind of felt like when I was using my other account, and because like I said, I've used that account for testing things out and designing it and things like that. And sometimes, and I do it. I don't know how many times I've wiped that farm, but it's just the idea that you know I have majorly, when I say this, decided, you know what, this farm here will always be an event farm no matter what. I don't do time jumping or any of that sort of crap because what's the point? Um, when my farm is ready, it's going to be ready, and when it's ready, I'll make it public. And until then, right now, like I said, I just got to work on it and put what needs to get put down, and that's that. Um, and the reason why I have a lot of this stuff here, and then I put these gas pumps right here. I put these gas pumps right here because that kind of divides. It's not completely the center, by the way. But what I did do was I separated it because we have over 1,000, from one to the home bus stop. Okay, so it's over 1,000. So basically, what I did was I put these gas pumps here, so when people are harvesting on my farm, that they know that when they hit the middle, they can still gas up, even though you could do a straight row of 1,000 and not run out of gas. Um, but if you feel the need that you want to get some gas, then have at it. Because I've gone 2 rows without having to get gas, but I will tell you, when I hit the 3rd row, ooh, it gets a little sketchy. That's the only time. So, there's that. But I know that we're going to have, like with the event coming, there's going to be a lot of people. They're going to be going, all over the place. And that's fine. And I will show you this other thing because a lot of people, I guess, did not know about the new things, that the options when with the game, as far as what people can do and can't do. It's almost like if someone comes to my farm and I did not know that this option was off, they would not have been able to harvest any of my tea and spices, my herbs per se, only because that option was off. So again, if you have somebody that says, hey, how come I can't harvest your tea or anything, it's because that option is off. And the same rule applies with the mines, Oh, and here's the other thing. Houses. Let's go to that for a moment. One of the things that was kind of mentioned and brought up, and I know a lot of you will say, well, here's the thing. When I get visits to my farm, it's mainly because, yep, they want to get favor. Yep, they want to get event items. And, yep, there will be an event item in every single one of my houses, okay? And so people will go there to get that event item. And I think it's the cat picture or something like that. But no matter what the thing is, I always make sure that those are ready for the people that come to my farm. I make sure that those are ready. And nobody really, I mean, come on, people. This game has been out for over 2 years. And the thing is, only you are the one that's going to run around to your houses at your leisure and do things in your house. Decorate it. Like, thank God Maya, she decorated my house. Yay me. But the flip side says is, don't complain. It's not your fault if no one goes into your houses. Because, I mean, I'm not kidding you. I think every time, and I'm sure it's probably, people that have full trips. But the thing is, I've gone to all my houses, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really see a whole heck of a lot of stuff going on my farm with people going into my house and doing whatever. But so what they did was they kind of increased, I don't know, they increased something in the houses if people go in there and do that. You know, I think the thing is, and I'm hearing it, about how people say, well, I'm a solo player. Well, if you're a solo player, then that's fine, which means no one can supposedly visit your farm if you're a solo player. So be it. But, I mean, I guess I'm a solo player. I don't know. I mean, I do go to farms. Like, I haven't been going to a lot of farms lately, and the only reason why I haven't is because, look, I got 600 favor, so there's no point. But, and I saw something today which was really disturbing. I don't like the fact that someone says, if you don't get boost, you know, for flowers, let's say, for flowers, for example, they kick you. Well, now the other thing is, if you don't have boost and you're doing my donkeys, I'm going to kick you. Well, you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying, how people are thinking in their brain. It's like, excuse me, I'm not going to use any of my favor for that thing. Well, and that's the other thing too. The mining is going to be changed, or is changed, I should say. But I'm sorry, but I don't. If you come to my farm, I really don't care if you use a boost or not. But then there are people that'll say, or they won't even say it. So if you go to someone's farm that has a lot of donkeys or a lot of flowers or a lot of something, don't get upset if you get booted because, they want you to use boost on their farm. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. I could be the little guy that has 79 favor. Honestly, no. Well, see, this is what I'm saying. And I've seen too many people complain about it, but no one says anything, right? But you know what? And I stopped myself today when I seen that the guy had said, or female, I don't know. The player has said, yeah, if they don't use boost on my donkeys, I kick them. Really? You're gonna kick me because I don't use boost on your donkeys? Okay. You know what I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna. No, not gonna happen. First of all, I'm not. Here's my feeling. Well, if I'm there, I might do their crops. I might do their trees. It doesn't. But if I see like a bazillion, because I know they're collecting diamonds, then something. That's not my problem. But if I get kicked because I refuse to use boost on donkeys, on flowers, etc., etc., I get what you're saying. I totally get it. I respect it. But you know what? For some people that blatantly say, if that person doesn't use boost, I'm going to kick them. Come on. Really? Okay. I mean, I could take you guys to farms that I don't get kicked because I'm not using my boost. And these farms have been around for a very, very long time. And I talked to the people that own those farms, and they're very nice. As a matter of fact, I want to bring this up again too. Like when it comes to tickets, I have asked those individuals, "Hey, do you want me to pick up the tickets?" Nah, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't say please pick up the tickets. They basically have told me, no, I don't care. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I can go to a farm. I can pretty much harvest their crops. I can harvest their animals. Well, no, they got their most of their animals. No, I can do their animals. Um, or trees, I think are blocked. But their flowers. I mean, they have such a variety of stuff, including this other friend I have. Same thing. They have such a variety of stuff that I've never been told, you're supposed to use boost. Yeah? Well, I don't want to. Because I would simply say, well, you know what? I have 600 and I'm not going to use my boost on your farm. Not going to happen. No. See what I'm saying? My favor exceeds my normal amount, which would be 201. So therefore, I'm not really going to use boost on a farm that, because I'm just not going to do that. I mean, I will do it on certain people's farms, but I don't like it being told that I have to use boost. And if someone says that to you, just go to another farm. Go to another farm. Because that's just kind of like, because I have seen this in the past where people say, oh yeah, I got booted. I don't know what I did wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Or they'll say, yeah, they kicked me because they told me they're going to kick me if I don't go get boost. I get that. But the thing is, I don't think anybody should be forcefully made to use boost if they don't want to use boost. I mean, I totally understand that. What I don't understand is the person that owns that farm. I think that's wrong when you got to make threats like that and you kick them. That's just wrong. Wrong in so many levels that why do you, it's like, what's the point? Have your friends come and do that, because when you get low levels that go to your farm, especially, and, they're trying to get more favor and level up and stuff like that. So, they shouldn't be told, well, you have to. No, you don't have to do anything. See, I like my easy breezy farm. I don't make anybody do anything. I don't. I hopefully, I think that when a person comes to my farm, even if it's during an event, they come here, do their thing, and they're happy. Isn't that what counts? Is that they're happy, they're getting their event stuff. Isn't it, one of those things if they're earning favor and then because I've seen this lots of times, and I know some of you have too. I mean, I've seen some low levels come to my farm. They come and get favor, and they're there for maybe 5 minutes, and then they leave. And then they come back, and I sit, because at first I says, why is that person like, doing that? And then I realized that what they're doing is they're earning their favor. They go back to their farm, they do their thing, and then they come back to your farm. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. Excuse me? We get no XP for planting corn? What the hell? Wait a minute. Oh, whoa. Wait a second. Wait a minute. 960, 1440. Wait a minute. I thought we did. I thought we got XP, so now we're not even getting XP for planting corn. So does that mean the person that's even, let's say, for example, somebody comes in and they do the corn, that they're not going to get any XP? Um, Wow. I'm going to go back to farm 2 and I'm going to find that out. Give me a minute. Give me a moment. Farm 2. Yes. Wait a minute. Okay, here's one. Okay. Well, I get 1 XP. I get 1 XP, but I don't... I get 1 XP for planting. Yeah, I get 1 XP. That's all I get. Minus 20 plus 54, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get 1. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, over here for a minute. Oh, I gotta put red garlic down. Yields. No XP on it if I plant it, so there isn't any XP on that. Hold on. 5 XP. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say that when you're planting it. Huh. Well, that's interesting. But now, if you're trying to find a high-end, okay, so when you're harvesting something, it shows you what you get, like gold-wise and a grape, and how much XP you get per whatever you're doing. Okay. I don't think. Yeah. Okay, so here is. Let me check this out here. These are my thingies here. Okay, so I get 75 XP for doing like my goats. So, but I know that they changed something around too with the animals and everything on your farm. But it's going to be interesting because yeah, it's going to be interesting because now the bandwagon is, hey everybody, you should put donkeys down. No, we're not going to happen. But again, somebody with lots of whatever you want to call it says, well, you're going to lose out on getting all that money. I don't really care. Really, I don't care. I guess what it is, for me anyways, my goal is to help others, especially when you're first starting out, or especially if now we got all these new things going on and the farm is opened and things like that. My only goal is to help others kind of get a sense of, how to get their farm up and running. Should you want to go a little higher with your animals, your crops, and your flowers or fish or whatever, that's on them. That's what they want to do. But in my feeling is I'm trying to give people the sense of, like how to get started, because I know when you get started it can be very frustrating um, on your farm, especially when you first start out, or especially when your farm is low level and you might need a lot of diamonds, you might need a lot of ribbons and things like that. And I know for me, um, and it took a long time, actually with other things too, which was trial and error. I mean, and it was kind of funny. I did see in the forum someone said, "Well, I'll just have a bunch of bamboo trees to feed my cows." You know what? Doesn't that sound familiar? Because that's what we did. We did a ton of bamboo trees, and until we discovered, let's do lettuce because now we can get the diamonds, and people will come and get their favor, and there's that. You know, um, Same thing. I honestly don't know. Now, see, okay, okay, here's a 52, right? I'm gonna go to town for a moment and do this. I'm just gonna get a little for 11 minutes. And I'm gonna go over here. Where's my silly little cows? Okay, cows. I'm here. Okay. So now what I'm getting is 1,527 gold, 84 XP. Just for harvesting my cows. Yeah, I mean, it's laughable now because, like I said, I remember that's all I used way back when was the bamboo trees to feed my cows. Because, that bamboo tree is 4 seasons. So to me, back then, it was the easiest thing to harvest because you just go do your thing and that's that. So now for these cows, it's going to fluctuate as to how much XP I get per cow. And again, I don't have a bazillion cows. I only have the 144 of each animal. So I think it's 144, isn't it? I want to double check. I don't want to say it and then, Yeah, I have 144 of each cow. I mean, it used to be that I used to have 200 was low. I used to have anywhere between 300 and 400 animals per, thing. And I know for people that have, obviously new farms and they're starting out, you're probably sitting there going, oh, well, 300 or 400, what are you talking about? So what I do is I keep it at a minimum. That's all I do, and I do it in conservatively. I'm not here to show off that I've made billions or gazillions of gold, ribbons, and diamonds. I'm here to show you how you can get to that point, But again, it's going to be a gradual thing because I know, like when I first started out, I was 9, then I went to 18, then 36. I don't rush people into getting a million of something. I remember telling people way back when in the day, make the leghorn chickens your best friend. Why? Because leghorn chickens are every 20 minutes. And if you're first starting out, absolutely get as many as you can for leghorn because they will generate not only eggs, but they generate your gold. And again, in the early stages, Your first factory is going to be a jam stall, and the only trees you need at that moment are going to be pears and apples. And unfortunately, we don't have a pear tree that's going to give you, the four seasons, but that's okay. Um, but you can actually look at the trees and see what complements one another. You know, I mean, that's what I've been doing for a very long time. I look and see now what trees complement one another. So that way, when I put those trees together, I know that, you know, it's going to work out. And like right now, when you look at my inventory, a lot of it's full. The reason being is because I do have level 10 prestiged trees. Well, a couple of them actually, which would be the spice trees. But I mean, those things didn't happen overnight for me, anyways. Maybe for somebody else, but not for me. Okay? It took a very long time. And, because basically, well, not this farm, but basically, I had workers on those two trees that I use, and that's all they did. They did those cinnamon trees, the Ceylon and the Cassia. So, there was that. And the reason why I'm doing my turkeys is because I still have, some boost left, so I'm going to do it with my turkeys to get a bunch of eggs. But I mean, where I have my workers now, like on my trees up here, which I'm not finished with yet, but the thing is, they're generating me, fruits. And which means I can make some gold on it or ribbons on it. It just depends. But I keep those trees and everything at a minimum of 286. So, whereas some people, they might have 300 or 400 trees. God bless them, so good luck to them. And maybe that's why I have such a wide open space. It's because I'm not utilizing the entire farm. I'm not using my entire map. It's just like down below where you see my fish farm right here. Those are all the new fish that we've got over time. So you know what? I put them all together, the new fish, not the older ones. I put the new fish together. So my fish would fill up. And it's generally always full. And if I have 8, which I only have all my machines on one farm, I have 8 fish canneries. I could never have that before. Because I'd always run out of fish or something. But at least now I can have 8. And I think he has 2 canneries. So that's, is that? No. He has 4 canneries down there with the fish farm. 4. So that's 12. And then I have on my third farm, there's 2 canneries. So I have 14 canneries. And, basically when I travel from farm to farm to farm, I don't have to go running around and filling those canneries up. Because the workers are doing that. I don't have to do that. That's the beauty of when you do have farm hands on it. And then, if you set it up that way, to me, I never have to do those fish, ever. I never have to touch those canneries. The only factories or machines that I will do are the ones that are on my main farm, and I go there and I do them, and that's that. Because to me, it's that easy. It's that easy. So yeah, see what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of like for people that are new, and I try to put it out there to use it as a like as an example to get your farm set up in a slowly, so you can gradually, you know what, you might end up recycling your farm, and who knows how many times you're going to do it. But on the flip side is that, well, if you tried the 144 like I did with my animals and stuff like that, and let's say hypothetically you wanted to go to 300, go for it and see what happens. That's all I can tell you. I can tell you, go for it. Especially now because we have more land, you know. So I say, yeah, go for it. Because for me to cram all of that up in the way the farm used to be, let me tell you something. There was no room for anything else but the animals. But I like the way my farm is. It's kind of like you can come here, do your thing, and you can be happy. But oh, why? Oh, I'm getting. Oh, because he's P6 now. Okay, so there's that. And when I say P6, I mean prestiged. And I only did it to that chicken back there because he was the fastest to level up. Just to let you know that. So, but I know it. It just depends. You know what I mean? How you want to set your farm up and things like that. But I don't want. The thing I don't want to see people do is, load your farm up and then you're constantly broke. That's the thing. I loaded my farm up with those tea things, the herbs or teas or whatever you want to call them, and I went broke. Not just once, like 5 or 6 times. You know how sad that is? Jeez. And the worst part about it is, and this was still in beta? Yes, it was still in beta. So here's what happens. Here I am, putting down the spice and the herbs. I really had no idea how much it was going to cost me. Cost me a lot. So on this farm, and I still think it's a little bit too high, especially first starting out. I have 535 of the herbs, in the herb category of each one. The thing about that is, it broke me. It literally broke me. So, it's kind of like you learn. You learn by your own mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You learn by your experience of like, oh, geez, I ain't doing that anymore because, But if you probably get them all down, but honestly, I think, and if you try to do it like a little at a time, honestly, I think a fair amount for your herbs when you put them down, try 150 to 200 and see how you do, honestly. And at least try to leave some room, some leeway, so if you want to extend your herbs a little more, you can do that. I don't plan on changing the amount that I have right now. I'm going to leave it alone. I mean, I make my gold and I'm happy. As long as I can make my gold and I make my diamonds and my ribbons, I'm happy. Because basically a lot of times, and I do rely on it, is that I go back into town, I go over to the booth where you can get those quests, and I can get, like, when you can get the stone with the 4, I can get those done easily, and then I can go back, do it a second time. See, so in that sense, it's just that, you just got to make time for it. Like if it says, okay, you got to plant this and do that. Yeah. I think the kick in the pants is when you got to do the horses or the donkeys. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's like, I have traveled to many, many farms, and, I see their setups. They're lovely. Don't get me wrong. But then I go to those farms and I say, yeah, they have a massive amount of these, and they have a massive amount of those. And, oh my gosh, the fish, that's incredibly insane what I've seen on fish farms, literally. But you know what? If it works for them, it works for them. And if it doesn't, well, that's on them. What works for me, honestly, very comfortably, is I keep that one farm, like I said, as my event farm. And then the other 2 farms I use for my animals my crops and trees. And then on my third farm, I use it for fish, flowers, and again, all pineapple trees. That's all that's there is just pineapple trees. So, I mean, guys, it's up to you how you want to set your stuff up. You don't want to set it up and then go, oh, because, try to think out of the box how you want to set it up. And the other thing is, I honestly feel that this new thing that they did with how you gain favor, well, I don't think it's going to make a major impact. It might make a major impact on the player. It will do the same thing on the person that runs that farm. But now I see people saying, "Oh, well, now I'm going to put a bunch of donkeys down." Good luck, because here's your donkeys. Let's go to my donkeys. Available. Oh, I'm going to do resource because that'll make sense to me. Okay. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you go over your list of all your animals, right? Here they are. Why are they still? Well, no, they see all category. Okay, well, maybe it's category. I don't know. Yes, it is. Okay. So, the thing about this is with you when you're looking at your categories of, your rabbits and your horses and this and that. You've got these guys here, your donkeys, and, what they're going to generate is your horseshoes. So let's go to town for a moment. Okay. Oh, no, that's not the guy. I gotta stop here. Okay. So, even though there's two, I usually wait until there's like maybe one, but I'm gonna take it anyway. So here's my guy, the Smitty Shop. Notice it's level 160, okay? And the thing is, all he offers to you are the horseshoes, which horses and donkeys drop. And of course, that's it's the gold. So, I mean, it just varies. So, like, if people are using this, honestly, I hope all your donkeys are prestige to 10. Hint, hint. I'm dying to see that happen, you know what I'm saying? Because if people are doing prestige 10 to all their donkeys, yeah, you're going to tell me, oh, they're automatically, all of a sudden, prestige to 10, because I'll show you something. Right here is my prestige building, right? Let's go down here. I don't have anything up here other than what you see. I'm going to go down to the bottom. My rabbits, the Easter rabbits, yep. My unicorns, the llamas, the alpacas. No, none of them are level 10. And when it comes to my donkeys, none are level 10. They're not even level 5. I'm just saying, people, they're not level 5. Oh, I can do this one. Now see, this is interesting. None of my minerals are level 10. None of them are level 5, except this one will be. But here's the dealio. I don't really want to pay to, because it's calcite. I know that's a common one that'll pop up every now and then, but no. And oh, my red pine finally came in. Oh wait, so this one is 206. All right, wait a minute. My red pine. Oh, I get 3 anyways because it's 5, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh. And this one, oh, parasols. I have to wait until that hits level. Well, that's okay. I have to wait till that hits level 100 again. Okay. I'm going to do this with my red pine because I just am. And again, look at this. None of these are prestige to 10, 5, or any of that. I think I got a couple of ones down here somewhere. Yeah, that's my limit. So I mean, you know, just take a look. And very honestly, very seriously, there's only 6 type of donkeys. Good luck and God bless if you have all all of them prestige from prestige from 5 to 10, because that won't be right. I'm sorry. That will not be right. And nope. And honestly, see, again, it's none of my business. I won't question it, but I'll think about it. I will think about it. I will think, I wonder. Okay, Maya. But see, that's my case in point, is that, you know, because, I mean, I have, seriously, I have gone to other farms with people that are higher level than me, and they're still working on getting certain things done to Prestige 10, 5, including their animals and things like that. So yeah, if I see something that's magically Prestige 10, especially a lot of donkeys, I'm going to have a problem with that. Because I know, and I showed you this before, and I'll be more than happy to show you again, some of those donkeys take forever to level up. Just to level 100. So that's the food for thought. But, it's just me. And call it what you want. Call it what you want. And to me, I know from what I've seen, and from, it's like this. How many people are going to go to your farm if, let's say, you have a whole farm loaded with donkeys? Just like, people with the poinsettias, just like people with the lettuce. Well, how many people are going to go there? How many? Because it just will be a rarity. And when you yourself personally have to do a harvest of them yourself, that's going to take you anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. That is way too long for one person. Maybe if you get two, one of your friends, it takes a long time. I mean, even when you do your poinsettias, it takes anywhere, if you do it solo by yourself, it will take you anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Even with the new tractor having the new speed, it will take you 45 minutes to an hour. And so that is why when I set up my farm, I set it up in a conservative way, because yes, if I'm running an event, I want to be able to have time to go to my other 2 farms, because they're sparsely with stuff, but I want to be able to go to my other 2 farms, do my thing on both farms, come back, and I'm good. And which, by the way, most of the time I shut my farm down for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And that's how it is. So it is what it is. But and I know some people say, well, I don't have an event farm, so it doesn't matter. And I clearly get it, and I understand people are trying to find ways to get, you, the public, you, the people, to visit their farms. And, unfortunately, it's a little difficult sometimes, because it just depends what that person's looking for. If I exit out of my game for a minute, 8 days, woo-hoo. If I exit, I'm going to exit. Join farms. Now here's your list. Look at that. Baby, she's got 952. Nuclear Big Boss. Mm-hmm. And I've been to his farm. I have been to his farm. And it just amazes me, because I think he's also level 1000. But you see what I'm saying? I'm going to head over to X-Filter Favorites. I'm going to hit all. And see, again, it all goes down to, you see, all of these have regular names. So when you go here, oh, that's a nice name, Team Jesus. I like that. Um, when you go down your list, because your list might be different than mine, um, this one says easy favor, alien events, um, event stuff. You know, so I mean, I seriously take a look at what people are putting in there, what their levels are. But these ones here, okay, candy dealer, 67 long rows. That's indicating that they're long rows. Okay. And then again, I mean, everybody has, yeah, I mean, everybody has a different pot paradise. Ooh, pushing daisies, the wonderful Oz. I mean, God bless these people. They want to put it down there. Rileyville, easy favor. You know, and I will tell you something. Don't get disappointed if you go to a farm like this, for example, and I'm not, singling anybody out, but don't get sad when you see a farm, you go there, and it's not like, let's say, hypothetically, easy favor. I mean, sometimes people like me, they put a variety of stuff down, you know what I'm saying? Um, oh, there's one of ours, event, favor farm, event farm. See what I'm saying? Unicorn Valley. She probably has a lot of unicorns, maybe, I don't know. But it's just the idea that some people, you know, they they try to, go out of it. Oh, Magic Man, fast favor from long rows. I have to add him again because. Wait a minute, how do you? Oh, I'll see. Oh, there. But now look at that. His farm is almost level 1,000. And very honestly, I know I've showed it before, but when you've seen it on the beta, oh yeah, there was a lot of farms level 1,000. There was, and but again, it's just that when it's level 1,000, it is what it is because that XP. Now the thing is, I know people thought, oh, they're cheating. No, and maybe, but I think the majority of them didn't cheat to get to 1,000 because I know of farms that I've gone to that have been long overdue for their farms. When it comes to the player, look at me. When it comes to the player, it's long overdue. So there's that. And, there's not a whole. Oh, these are green pepper. Is it, I have peppers. Oh, come on, are they ready? Yeah, I bet you I can't plant them, though. See, here's a perfect example. I'm going to go here for a minute. Now, see, oops, it's a quested item, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to, because what I did was, because we only have 3 peppers, so what I did was I planted them I put them on that board purposely, so I can do that. So yeah, planting is 1 XP, and that's that, But sometimes, and I know people don't do it. I mean, I'm probably guilty of it too. Just take a look and see what it yields, whatever you're harvesting. They did not change the XP on it. The only thing they did was the favor. So there was that. But today I want to put some special prayers out there for people that need them, whether you know it or not, or whether you don't need them or not. I want to put some prayers out for those. I especially want to put out prayers for those that the best way to say it is that sometimes, I want to pray and hope our Father kind of lets people just let it go, just don't go jump into conclusions. Or don't be pointing the finger. After all, I'm not going to quote these words because, you remember when they were all wanting to throw stones at that woman and Jesus, what did he say? For whoever is free of sin? Yeah, okay. So my point being is, don't even throw your stones because you know what? If you haven't done it, then fine. But if you have, don't be throwing stones because you know why? You're just as bad as the person being accused, or worse. I mean, I should say you're just as bad, but you're more guilty than the person that's innocent. And that's what I seen last night. I seen people pointing the finger, and I'm sitting there going, really, really, yeah, okay. Um, and it's pretty sad when um, it's almost like being accused of something you didn't do or being accused of something without an explanation. People just automatically point the finger and say, burn her at the stake. Okay? Our Father knows that. So before you speak, before you point that finger, watch yourselves. Watch yourselves. Let your heart be still and be careful because we are all human beings and I'm just saying be careful. I also want to be prayer and be thankful for those that take care of others. They're caretakers. They do a wonderful job and they take care of their loved ones. They take care of maybe family, friends, or they work in a private facility and they take care of them and they wear their heart on their sleeve. And I want to say thank you so very much for doing that. And my prayers will go out to you. I'm not looking at first responders as not being, thankful for, because I am thankful for them, but they do a different type of job compared to caretakers. So, first responders do a great job. And a lot of us are very thankful for that. But I also just want to put it out there. Yeah, well, you wouldn't believe how many people would get angry at me because I don't go along with the program, because I'll sit there and I go, so what did they do? Oh, are you sure about that? Do you have proof? Well, they admitted to it. Yeah, okay. And so you have the authority to whatever? No. But thank you, Lord, for giving us this day and making and having our eyes open a little more today. It's just appreciative. I mean, but in that sense too, I kind of expected it in a way, but I didn't think people would be so harsh, especially over a game. Ugh. I mean that's what's really kill up thing. I don't know. I guess people get bored. They got nothing better to do. Oh, and by the way, I did play it before. I was like, I know I did. Um, I've been playing Pavlia. I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's really not a half bad game. I've been playing it for a couple of days. Um, it's free to play. It doesn't cost you anything. Um, and they have a variety of a little bit of everything in it in the game. They do. Um, like I said, I've been playing it for a few days. That's what I've been doing, playing that. Just so I can go and hide. There's that. Yeah. How come these pigs are? Oh, I know why. I think. These guys, okay, these guys are an hour. Because I know some of them are like 2 hours. So that's why. But it was, oh, jeepers. I should have used my favor, huh? So I can get more, whatchamacallits. I can't get over that. But you know what? I think it was my own fault. I think it was, and I didn't pay attention. But there's been a couple of times. See, look at that. My mushrooms are 5,000. That's sad. But I think I know why they got depleted so quickly. Was because when I was upgrading certain things, you know, it would say, oh, 3,000 of those, oh, 2,000 of those. I didn't pay attention, and I probably should have left it alone. But nope, 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 nope. So, guys, I might do a different game. I don't think I want to do Polita. I mean, I could, but it's like I said, it's okay. It's more like an adventure type game where you go and you do questing and you could put I guess crops on your house. You know, there's like a lot of things that you can do in that game. But though I do like the other one that I have played, which is called, I'll look at it again. I kind of like it. And I might start a new game. Star Sand Island. And I like that game. It's not bad. I could do, it just depends. I could do, you know, 7 Days to Die or something like that. So what I might end up doing is kind of like a cross between doing some farm together and then maybe another, and no, not, there's no maybe, I'm going to do a second game, but I'm not exactly sure which one to go with. Just because, I mean, I see a lot of our members doing all kinds of games, so I just might do that. I might swap out and go to a different game and do that. But again, I will keep still doing Farm Together too. There's nothing that's going to stop me from doing Farm Together too. I really enjoy it. Oh, Phasmo. Now, is that, didn't they just do a big upgrade on that? Or something? They did some type of upgrade? Of course, you're gonna like that. See, if I streamed that one, you'd probably like that one because you'll be seeing me get scared all the time. Yeah, because I briefly read that they did some type of an update or whatever. I mean, I suppose I could do that. You know, go from, you know, I'll tell you to be honest with you, I don't know what's even scarier, Farm Together 2 or playing Phasmo. I have no idea. But you understand, people can get scary. And that scares me when people get scary. When people get scary, that scares me. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I mean, I honestly sit with, like last night I sat with, um, yeah, seeing that silver lining and I think people were being just, um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of cartoony games either. I mean, I'll play them, but I won't play them like to stream now. But I don't know. It's. See, I admin, and I've been an admin on this other server for many years, and this was probably more than a couple, but there was one that was very significant that stood out for me. And basically, on Destiny 2, there was a guy that, wanted to do a raid, not a problem. And then basically, he posted it, but here's what he did. He posted it up that females were not allowed to join the raid. I'm like, what? So then when I asked him, he said, "Oh well, we can't have females in there in the voice chat because this other person that was technically leading the raid had an issue with his girlfriend. She did not want him having other females in chat playing Destiny 2 because and if she did and if there was a female in that group chat that was doing a raid, and now if any of you have any knowledge about what a raid is, she would go ballistic, literally. And so then I turned around and I says to the guy, I says, well, first of all, that stuff isn't right. You can't, do that. It's just a raid is a raid is a raid. And I said, and whoever that person is, they need to control their other half. I said, because there's something wrong with that picture if you can't go on a raid with other people. I mean, it's not like they're doing anything inappropriately. They're doing a raid. And if a lot of you people know about raids, like I said, you know that a raid is something that you go to and it takes a couple of hours from point A to B to get it done. And he was literally, utterly, and totally rude. And so I did at one point. I bounced him out of the Discord. I bounced him out because I just wasn't having it. I didn't like the fact that someone said only females can't join and blah 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 based on because somebody else has a jealous girlfriend that just can't handle it. Well, you know what? That's not my problem. My problem is I'm an admin, and everybody goes to raids, no matter who you are, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? And that's when that came up, I was like, no, and of course, all right. He immediately contacted the owner, Metal. That was his name. He immediately contacted Metal and told Metal what had happened. Now, by the way, I had a feeling he was going to do it anyways because I bounced him, and but the thing is, and Metal explained it to me. Basically, that was a situation where he said, you could have done it this way. He says, and I said, you know what, you're right. Because he did say to me, he said, no, we know about this person, and he tries to get other people to start raids and then exclude females. He said, but I'm not going to have that going on. He did have the guy come back to the server, but the guy that came back to the server basically lost his messages. So, his privileges in the forum. And he was told, you can never come in here excluding other people from the game, from doing a raid. And which, it was, it is. I sort of did an apology. But the thing is, I kind of stood up for the females that like to do raids. It's not a man's game. It's a game that everybody plays, and they go do their thing, and it's played cooperatively. So, it's kind of like right or wrong, I guess, yeah. I mean, but I had been, and I still am, I've been an admin on that server for probably, I want to say 10 plus years. And I didn't lose my privileges. He didn't disregard me and say, okay, now you're a regular player. No, he didn't do that. He took the time to explain it to me in the way that I could have done it, and he was right. But what I did was I allowed my feelings to get in the way of what I should have and could have done, and I didn't. So my bad. And I did admit to that. And again, it goes back to like, it's kind of like with fast forward and you can go to other game servers and um, you will see that some Discord channels you'll pick it up, and especially if there's someone or maybe a few of them that try to act as though they are admins on the server, and guess what? They're not. They're people like you and me, you know. Um, and it's like I respect my people in our community, um, and I think it's wonderful that in our community they can do, they do streams and other things, make suggestions, play other games, which I think is awesome. And that's, to me, that's the way it should be. They don't have to be dedicated to playing Farm Together 2 or any other game of that matter, because, yeah, it's a fact. People get bored, and, that's that. I honestly will tell you this. I will not play this game 24/7 because I don't. I'm guilty of that. And it's not because I don't like the game. It's just that, I like my variety of games. I really do. And I think some of you like your variety of games too. So, like my variety. Keep them coming. And I think Soy mentioned that there was only one person that they ever banned in that community. It was only one person, and they never did it again after that. And they don't plan on doing it to anybody. I mean, you got to do some serious stuff, So, and I look at Ace just like I look at Bevy. I look at all our people that do flowers, and myself, maybe, I guess. But I look at others and I see how they help the community of the game. And they don't have to, but they do. I see Bevy out there in the Farm Together channel, Discord channel, and I praise her because she does a lot of help. She helps a lot of people out, and she did question everything, but of course they go, no, that's not this, that's not this. But you know what? It kind of, in a sense, is that when you see certain things on a farm that do not belong there, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I don't care what anybody says. It is. Actually, I do care. I care when it comes from, let's say, Soy. I do care what he says, because you know why? It's his game. It's the Wagman's game. They're the ones that created it and made it, and they're the developers, so they know what they're talking about, and they know what they want and what they don't want in their game. It's like, it's their candy store, and they can do whatever they wish. It's not your candy store, it's their candy store. And I still think when I play Fallout 4 and Skyrim, No Man's Sky, well, you can't really, well, they have it built in on the game if you want to learn how to play it, and a lot of games are doing that nowadays. But again, I'm going to say, like Nexus.com, I think it is, but I know it's Nexus. They have all types of mods, not cheats, mods. There is a difference. They have all types of mods that you can add to either your single player game or your multiplayer game. It just depends. And I go there. I go there quite a lot just to see, well, what do they got new for Fallout 4? What do they got new for Skyrim? I look for that stuff, But it's a single player games that I look for. Am I cheating? No, I'm not. I'm getting something legit off a website that I think it is. I want to say it with Fallout. They know that there are mods being placed in that game. They know that. So, you know what I'm saying? State of Decay. They knew we were putting mods in the game. They knew it. And they thought it was great because we would come up with newer weapons. We would come up with newer characters. You know, we worked as a team. You know, and then it was basically up to the developers whether they wanted to use it or not. It had nothing to do with, oh, well, they're going to use it. No, it wasn't like that. And they do have a team of people that work on the game. And I guess, I mean, they're in Spain. So, I'm sorry, but if someone says to me, oh, well, I'm one of the devs. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you're one of those helpers that helps out with the language, you know, where, you know, you want to do that, you're still not a developer. You're just somebody that's volunteering your time to straighten out the languages. That's what you're doing. You're a volunteer that is entrusted if there are new things coming out. There are volunteers that are entrusted into playing that game, but also at the same token, you're entrusted not to give those items out to other people, because when you are doing that, you're cheating. And that's it. And there's no gray area, you know? Because if I see zebras out, and I will be hunting down for zebras this week before the event, and if I see an event farm up before mine, well, I'm going to have an issue. And if you guys see it, let me know. I really want to know. Because, you know, it's not, honestly, it's got nothing to do with this. It's a point that should be made that people are actively doing it and that they need to make their farms private or whatever they want to do with it, because it is what it is. It is what it is. The people in the Farm Together forum need to clean up their act and stop being acting like a little child. You know, they need to really shut up and keep it to yourselves. Don't make threats. Keep it to yourself, because you are not the person that created that game. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line for me. I got the final say from Soy. You know what? That counts. That counts. And I saw. I'll tell you about it later, Ace. But I saw some other things going on. I'm like, oh my goodness, isn't that something? Huh? I mean, like today, there was more hostility, and it had nothing to do with you. It was just a lot of hostility going on. So when you see that going on, hostility, it's pretty sad. Because to me, I'm seeing a good server turn into being a toxic server. Not saying that the Farm Together Discord channel is bad or any of the above, but I do see some of the things getting toxics in there, and it's just not cool. It's not cool, guys, to be that way. Because you know, again, it's not your game. It's up to the devs, and if you're being honest about what you're doing, again, it's still not your game, and it's still not up to you to decide that person's fate. I'm just saying. Let me see. What am I on? Oh, apple trees. Oh, I already did that one. So we have apple tree. Oh, they gotta do my apple trees. And of course, you know, it's getting to be that time of day. I should have started this earlier, but that's okay. Yeah. Yes, please do, because but I suspect if if they are out there on other people's farms, literally, they might hide them or remove them or something. And and the other thing is, I don't, it's almost like when you look at your little timer that says, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, do yourself a favor. Go and check and see if anybody has their event farms up before the time is up. Go and check. If you're up, if you're up and about before that time frame. Well, you're absolutely right, and see, and that's the thing that people are doing what they want to do, and they think it's perfectly okay, and it's really not, especially when it affects other players, and they try to and they try to single you out, but um, just sitting there, I just felt like this is a mob of people that you thought were nice. This is a mob of people that you would think would act like adults. This was a mob of people that I felt were literally attacking Ace, attacking him. And they had to me, they had no business doing that. But not only did they attack him, they attacked his friends and called us all cheaters. And I know Ace has a lot of friends, you know. We love Ace to death. It's almost like when they accused Madame Flutterby, oh, maybe she's cheating. Excuse me. She doesn't cheat. She's like one of the best streamers around. Yet, you know, you know what? It's our app that we have in there, so we're gonna have to shut it off. That's not even the point, because there's no guarantee that anti-cheat really works or not. There's no guarantee. Just like with Destiny 2, they put anti-cheat in there too, in their games. And trust you me, I have seen people cheat. I'm serious. Several times when I've walked up to somebody and shot them, they didn't die, they weren't wounded, but yet they would turn around and shoot me back, and I'm dead. So what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? So, yes, it is. It's up on Discord. It's under balance. The whole entire conversation. And I just I know that it hurt Ace, but he was being honest. But for him to get such backlash was just in comments, and it was just really horrible. It was just really horrible. And to me, there was no call for it. I mean, when I stepped in and said something, I mean, I know certain people thought, you know what, she's right. We should act like adults. And, because now it was kind of getting out of control. And, and I had to say, and it's, the thing is, Maya, you know how like when you get mad, but you can't say anything? And you know that expression, use your words? And I did. I had to choose my words very carefully, because now I'm dealing with the public. Now I'm dealing with people from different countries, different areas. So I have to choose my words carefully, because sometimes people, let's say European, I can say things, but then what happens is they can misunderstand completely what I'm saying. So I was trying to put a calmness in that. I was trying to just say, you know what, people? It's time to stop. Use your words carefully. No, you're not a dev. No, you can't say that. But it was like they took it in their own hands like a mob, okay? Like a mob. And, Maya, you know what I'm talking about. Like in the movies when you see the mob from the town, they come in with their torches and, pitchforks. And honest to goodness, that's what I envision. I envision these people with pitchforks, torches, and everything. And somebody had a rope or maybe a stake that they were going to take Ace and hang him up on the highest tree they could. And that's honestly how I felt. I felt like that. I'm like, okay, so this is supposed to be, these people are supposed to be friendly, family friendly, all of the above. There was no family friendly last night. Somebody wanted him banned. Somebody wanted him banned from the game, etc., etc. And you want to know something? I wonder, did that person ever cheat in their entire life or even in this game or somehow in, boosted their game with lots and lots of diamonds or gold or whatever? Did they? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It doesn't mean they did or didn't. Yep, Frankenstein monster, you got it, girl. But I mean, it was just, he was being honest and he was, trying to put it out there why he does that. And it was just boom, immediately. You should be banned. You're cheating. You're doing this. Your friends are, and you know what? Any friends of yours are cheaters too. Oh no 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 no. And what bothered me? Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see the whole thing. And actually, when the developer came out, and because I messaged him last night, explained the situation briefly, and Soy, he came out and was very, very nice, very professional, and so on and so forth, and expressed that no one was going to be banned. And by the way, when you look at the final thing, there was one person that wanted to see him get banned still. One person. One person. So, yeah. So, in my heart of hearts, when someone to me is that adamant about getting rid of somebody, I have a problem with that. Because I kind of wonder, well, what the heck are they doing that's making them so adamant about wanting to get rid of one person that was honest? What are you hiding? And, like today, I could have called him out, but I said, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let it go and let God, because it is what it is. And it's that simple. It's that simple. I don't like going in and stirring the pot, creating drama. It is what it is. And again, there was somebody else that was kind of like being picked on, and I actually thought that was rather funny because, well, now the shoe's on the other foot, and what that person directly said, they're absolutely correct. But you know what? I left it alone. I didn't want to say anything. The only thing I wanted to put out there was that, Ace has been a longtime friend, and we love him dearly, and we know what his intentions were. He's a good guy, and, things like that. And what irked me was the fact that I was called a cheater. His friends were called cheaters. But yet, at the same token, these little people stepped up and said, well, I had a funny feeling something was going on with that farm, but I wasn't sure. But you know what? They still kept going back, right? I mean, come on. See, and that's the thing that's killer, is that when I had gone to Ace's farm many times, I would look at it and I go, wow, it's still level such and such. Didn't give it a thought. Honestly, I did not. And then at one point, I did give it a thought. But the thing is, my feeling was if that farm was not set up to be making oodles of money or any of the above. That farm was set up for people that would go in there and they needed the favor. That's what the farm was set up for. Okay? And it wasn't hurting anybody else's farm or their character or any of the above. The only thing that farm did was, I guess, it was modified, but it didn't hurt anybody. And when you go back to reading Milkstone's rules, that's the key right there. Modify. You know. So there's that. But those same people were just really, to me, out of control, and they had no right or business, especially one person in particular. And when she came out, and not only called him a cheat, but she called me a cheat, I'm like, okay. And you know, Maya, I've been doing these streams, mainly with Farm Together too, for over 2 years. And to be called that, excuse me. My intentions were, and always will be, is to help others get their farms together and do it in a conservative, hopeful, helpful way. You know, and it really irked me for someone to call me that, and his other friends. That to me was just wrong. No, it begins with an M, but the E too, but begins with an M. M like in Mary. M like in Moon. Ooh. You know, and I noticed that when I chimed in, she stopped talking too, because I think she realized she may have overstepped a little bit, and that she started something that other people got involved in. You know, it'd be almost like me starting something and overstepping, as if, you know, and I kind of think she did. She overstepped as though she was an admin, a moderator, or any of the above. And by the way, she's none of the above. She's just a regular player like you and me. I've seen her do helpful things, yes I have, but I also have seen her step into almost every conversation, which some people need to take a breath. And when she stepped into that conversation, calling people cheaters, that's overstepping. And I don't care who you are. And when she starts the cheating word, says the cheat word, she riled everybody up. I think personally, and she did later on, but I think personally, she should have sent a message to Ace or something the above. She could have handled that a little bit better. Because yeah, she's one of the popular people on that Discord channel. And if she's one of those popular people, she should not be overstepping like that. She should not say, well, you're going to be banned. Excuse me? Well, I guess a lot of us are going to be banned, right? Because that is exactly what was put out there. And I'm sorry, but, you know, no, you just, that's a big, huge, giant overstep. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm going to do a second game. It's not that I'm going to stop playing Farm Together, people. I want you to know that. I'm going to do something different. And I very rarely go into that Discord channel, only if I have a question or if something goes wrong. It's the only time. It's really the only time I go in there. I don't go in there to, you know, whatever they do in there. But I did yesterday, and I did that rightfully so. And if I have to do it again, I will. I definitely will. Good afternoon, Blaze. How you doing today? The thing is, Blaze, I'm not sure exactly which road, which avenue. Maybe I might do different ones just to kind of feel comfortable with it. It just varies. Um, I don't know yet. I haven't really decided. I haven't decided which route I want to go. I have lime trees, so I have them here. Hmm. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, well, no, I'm gonna have to go to, no, farm, wait a minute. I don't think I am lime those trees here. I shouldn't. Hold on a minute. I put them with the crappy trees. I shouldn't say that what I did. Or maybe I did put them here. I hate when that happens. Uh, oh, I did. I did put them here. Oh, my bad. Okay. I wasn't sure whether I did or not, but I did put them here. And I do have tofu. I don't know. They're probably not ready. And by the way, I only have 2 tofu machines. I don't get anything out of this. I have to wait until they're fully done. Which would be 10 minutes per a pop. I can wait. 102. Wow. Yeah. Um. So this one's got the lemons. Well, the ones that I. Now, Farm 3, I think there was flowers involved. Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, there is number 4. So I'm going to do that. Oh, really? Okay. Huh. Blaze, are you aware? Yeah, inquiring minds want to know. Okay, let me show you something. Oh, no, I don't want to show you that. Wait a minute, let me show you something. Um, it's under. I always get this screwed up, guys. So please forgive me. Farm settings. Okay, here's the dealio. Um, I showed this to. I showed this to everyone yesterday. I did it twice, and I'll show you again. Under your custom permissions, um, there is there's something you guys ought to see. Um, these are the common ones, plant crops, harvest, feed animals. I want to get right to the one. Here we go. Under the custom permissions, check to make sure it says harvest herbs, because if it doesn't, then you have to put yes or no. It depends on how you feel today. Ooh. Okay, now, so I put yes for harvest herbs, correct? Okay, so now we're going to go harvest from buildings, resupply, use shops, exchange favor, pay farm hands. So anybody that goes to your farm, okay, anybody, they can pay your farm hands. And they have to go through the farm hand union shop. And they can do that. Just to kind of give you a heads up, because I know you asked people to do that for you. But now, it's like anybody can. But if you shut it off, it just means that people only with full privs on your farm can pay the farm hands via the union. But if they don't have, you know, like a lot of privileges, then they can still pay them as long as you put yes. So it's totally up to you. It's at your discretion. Now here's the other one, which I thought, ooh. Now I thought, oh, I'm all done seeing what's there, right? Well, guess what? Now it says harvest mushrooms. I never saw that before. So I was like, oh, okay, okay. So again, if somebody is on your farm and they say, hey, I can't harvest the, you know, the mushrooms, or even go in your mind, that's the reason why you have it off, especially with the mushrooms. If they tell you they can't harvest your herbs, that is why. And it could be just a regular, you know, player. They can come there and harvest it and all of that. So I'm just letting you know some of the new things that they changed. And there's a slight change in the way you get favor, or actually, you will get less favor. I mean, there was a lot of controversial stuff that came up about that, and I know players don't like it, but you know what? If you don't like it, find another game to play. Um, and there was that. So I just thought I would let you know about that. So like if you know if you're concerned about and who knows, you know, Blaze, will a regular player go to your town and pay the union worker? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if they would do it for me. So there's that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, well, there's that. And so I just thought I'd, you know, give you a heads up on the new things. They did add a few new things, sprinklers, to the game, cyber sprinklers, and I did put them out. So I mean, they don't look bad, but I have nowhere to put them right now, other than I put some out because they come in what 4 different colors. So I think there's no green, but yeah. Oh my God, you spent on the bakery? Well, God bless you. Actually, though, um, when I looked at my bakery, I think the dairy part of it was really a little expensive, so I'm like, ooh. I just kind of kept that out. I mean, it's like now I'm really well. Other than I did my gas pump, thank goodness I did that. I upgraded that fully. But then there's that other side that I'm thinking, oh, what do I do next? You know, I did the apothecary. I did that one slightly, but it's not, you know, full. Um, but now I have to work on getting a bunch of mushrooms. I don't know if I should just plant a whole big bunch. 5 o'clock. Oh, I can't. I can't plant any. That's right. I could put extra pigs and stuff up, I guess. Yeah, I could use that little area up over there for now just to kind of put a bunch of pigs up there. Because I really need the. And I think the only pig that I have is, I don't even think he's a P5 yet, is the black pigs. See, because you know how when they ask you when you're doing your thing, um, of course, see, look at that. I've got 6,000 mushrooms now. But I mean, I used to have that full all the time, but I don't. Well, I'm going to use my gold coins very carefully. Like I said, Ace, I am not going to look at that mushroom stall. Absolutely not. I don't care about upgrading it. Pound sand for all I care. You know, I think though I might have to set it up where there's Hey, I can make a pig farm. Yeah, people. Let me see something. I think honestly, it's. Oh shoot. What level? Oh my. Well, he's prestige 4, level 25. So if I put a bunch of pigs up, I might get lucky. I thought he was P5 for some stupid reason. But that's okay. I'm gonna just, hmm. I sent him a second message, right, Ace? No, you don't know that, but I did. Okay? I'm just saying. I sent him a second message. I know because, I should not have this emotion, but I really give a crap. I really care about you guys, and I really care what people say. And I really care about um, I care about our Discord channel. Um, it's kind of like I'm angry, but I'm more hurt that people can be that mean. I think that's what it is. It's almost like, have you ever been torn between two feelings? It's almost like, you're angry, but you're sad. And you're like, well, which one is it the most? And it's like, well, these are my friends. And, you know, I'm not angry with them because I love them dearly and I care about them and I do whatever I can to help them out. But on the flip side of the coin, yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry at the people that have the audacity. But, I try to weigh out the two, which is a stronger feeling. And the stronger feeling is I have hurtful feelings. I have hurtful feelings that people can be so cruel, and especially over a game. I mean, it's just hurtful. What do you mean you need ribbons to? Oh, well, listen, girl, my event farm's gonna be all ready. It's gonna be up and ready. I mean, I'll be sitting there waiting, because usually when I get up in the morning, I look over, I'll say, all right, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15. I do that countdown big time. So, but now, sometimes, but now, well, okay, I appreciate that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm saying. I, since, like I said, and it was said in Discord, the cat is now out of the bag. So now, by the way, Blaze, or anybody, if you go to a farm and you notice that there's, well, zebras or, well, event stuff up, okay, and you know that that's not right. You know that according to, let's say, your time, you say, wait a second, it's 1 hour before this event's going to start. How is it that person's already got their farm all set up and ready to go? Okay, I'm just telling you. Yep, yes they did. Yes they did. Now see, Blaze knows. So if that's the case, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because honestly, Ace told me about that. But not only Ace told me about that, today those two words were mentioned in Discord by one person and one person only. Which I thought to myself, gee, I wonder. Because let us all be adults and not be stupid. Because we all know that on the flip side of the coin, okay, oh my gosh, am I cheating? I've openly admitted to saying, yep, I have a second account. Yep, I paid for it. But and I have visited you guys, your farms. I visit other people's farms, and nobody knows it's me. Nobody. But I only use that farm basically to, like, I use it during beta. I see, because I kind of figured if something screws up on that game, I'm not going to worry about it because I can recycle it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I diddy bop around to a lot of farms, and I'm looking. See, um, so I mean, and that's what I do. And it's still, well. See, I don't want you guys saying, "Oh, that's Ladyicewolf." No, 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 no. Um, Let me see. Um, and I know you've seen it. So the thing is, when I diddy bop around and go to people's farms, and those I know and those I'm a regular going to, they have no idea it's me. And I don't, honestly, I don't really care, but it's just the idea. She's low level. Her farm is low level. I think I think her, I think her favor is a little bit over 100 from the events. I think. But you see what I'm saying? Yeah, Maya, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, I just think it's funny that I do. I go diddy bopping around. But um, I because it had been a long time since before the beta. Oh my god! I think I still had I think I had alpacas or some stupid thing on the farm. I mean, I had a lot of the old event stuff up there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, only because you know, and uh, I don't even like. I did. I think I did. No, I didn't open it all the way, but I did go broke a bazillion times putting them stupid herb thingies down. I mean, I did have a little bit of money, and then I went broke 5 times. And I sat there and I was gonna cry because it was like, are you serious? I, I, I you know what I mean? Because, okay, I was silly enough, okay, thinking, um, I think I started out with like 800 or maybe a little, give or take a few. Oh my goodness. And the reason why I did the 800, okay, guys, because like when you get something new, so basically you want to put down a whole big bunch of them. So, ooh, wow. You, I just saw that little blurby thing pop up. Wow. That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever call the kettle black. Just don't even do that because once you do it, you've done it. It's been done. But that's just me. But um, see, okay, see, and I know a lot of people are guilty of doing this. But basically, what I did when the herb stuff came out, and you know how like it'll say this herb needs to be level yada yada yada. Well, see, so that's why I laid out 800, so I could get all the herbs open. But in the process of doing that, I was also getting broke. So I had to sit there nice and calm, and I did what you did, Blaze. I had to sit there nice and calm because I recycled that farm, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I recycled it, and I didn't get a whole lot of money, but it was just the idea. I recycled it, laid out the herbs, kind of thing. I did all of that, but I had to patiently wait. But what I did was I was relying heavily on my trees. So whenever it would reach like 2 million, I would go back to the herbs and keep laying them out. I think I did recycle my second farm. I think I did, or maybe not. Maybe I had some animals. I don't even remember now. But I honestly, I regretted doing that in a way because then I realized, oh, this is way too many. And of course, being that something was new, and here I am, putting up the food signs or the crop signs or whatever. And of course, you could plant them any time of the season. which was, oh, this is awesome. But the drawback was when you had to harvest them, you have to wait for that season. See? Is that. So, my bad. My really bad. But, anyways. So it's up to you, Blaze, to decide whether they better get those things done because I'm just going to scream if they don't. What is the next thing that needs to get put down? Available. Nothing. Oh, wait. I'll go over here and check. I do respect everybody's play style. I mean, I honestly do. But, on the flip side, I have no respect when you do finger pointing. I just have no respect for that. I don't. And I never will. Nope. So again, and I think, like I said, I do not go to that channel too often, and if I do, it's usually to ask a question or to verify something or to find something out, or if there's something wrong with my game, I will certainly ask. Those are probably the only times I really go there. But yep, if any of you see something funky that ain't right, then guess what? You need let me know. Put it down. I don't really care. Only because it's people are abusing that. They're abusing, to me, the game. I mean, sure, I could probably do the same thing, but how does that help the new players? How does that help anybody that's just starting out or has a new farm or they're struggling? How does that help them? Because it doesn't at all. And aside from what Madam Flutterby does, I think she does a fantastic job. Even when I haven't been on the line for a long time, she's still persistent. She's still at it. She does a fabulous job. And again, for her even to be called, she was called a cheater. That really taints her videos, her streams. To me, you're tainted. Why? Because someone says a word that never should have been used. It wasn't her fault what happened under those circumstances. It was the game's fault. Simple as that. But I know that, I think in a sense that when you see true colors, you see true colors. And that's all there is. True colors of other people. Oh, and they're supposed to say the houses will be more attractive for players. Let me tell you something. My house is never attractive for anybody to want to come and do anything. Okay? Because you all know, like when you've been to my farm during events, I literally, I'm not lying when I say this, I literally go to each stove and if it's an event, well, this time I think it's a cat picture, which I gotta find. Where the hell did I put it? Oh gosh, come on. I'm going to have to put this out towards the front. Well, actually, that's not my event farm. But see what I'm saying? Oh, no. Wait a minute. Here we go. It's not here because it's not here. But the event item will be... yeah, let me do this and show you. Okay, I need a frame. Come on. Oh, okay. Frame. Oh, rustic towel rack. Oh, that's kind of new. A dishwasher. Oh, a kettle. Oh, portable radiator. Oh, what else? A shower? No. That's a radiator. That's new. Well, I'll be doggone. Yeah. So let me go over here and find. I don't want it over there. Where can I put it? It won't let, oh, it will let me. Oh, okay. I'm going to put one there. And of course I have to put one there. Now you walk up to the picture. No. God, now I got to move this. Oh, you're kidding me. I have to move. Okay, you know what? What if I... That's stupid. I have to find a place to put this. Oh, man. Okay, so... I'm not gonna... okay, I'll put one here. This will make me happy. I'll go picture crazy. Okay, so... Where the heck is it? Is it on my other one? Where? Wait a minute. That is not from... No, it's a cat. So where is it? No. If you look into your customized pictures, I know you have it. Why don't I have it? Are you serious? I don't have it? It's not this one. It's a cattail one. It's the one with the cat. Wait a second. This doesn't make any sense. Why? Oh, it won't be in here either. That is weird. I definitely know I should have had it, but now I don't know what to say or do. I just know I had it and now it's not there. So I don't know why, but it should have been there because the only thing I can think of is it's on my other farm and I'm not going to go there just to show it to you. But it is a picture of a cat that I do remember. And you can put it in there. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. I did have it. I think, eventually what I'm going to end up doing is going to my other farm and straightening it out, and there's that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go that route and do that. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to go get some food. I really need to get some. I know it's going to be a picture. But I'm going to end this day in saying thank you. I love my lurkers. If you're lurking around doing whatever you're doing, whatever you do best. Yeah. I hope, and I want to say God bless you all, and thank you for being here and watching my videos. And above all, food is something we all need, right? But anyway, I want to say God bless, and I want to read that thing before I, read that thing too before I go get something to eat. So with that, you all have a blessed day, evening and afternoon, and take care of yourselves. I love you guys. Take care. You're a blessing too, Ace. You all are, seriously. I mean, you all know that we've been through some tough times. So, I'm just saying, we've all been through some tough times, and I know that all of you have been a wonderful support for me over the years. In the past couple of years, you've all been a wonderful blessing and support. So take care, everyone. Love you guys.